If you're hearing my voice right now, it means you're not here by accident. You may think you just clicked a video on a whim, but there are no accidents at this level of reality, not when it comes to the secrets you're about to hear, because what I'm about to share with you is so ancient, so forbidden, so world-altering, that those who craved power tried to bury it for centuries. If you think you know Jesus, if you think you know what he taught, prepare to be shaken. You were told to believe, but you were never taught to see. Tonight, that ends. This is not just another expose about lost gospels or secret societies. This is an initiation, a call to those who sense the cracks in the official story, who feel the hidden hunger to remember why you came here and who you really are. There are 9 teachings, so potent, so dangerous to empire, that the world changed forever when they were hidden. And tonight, I'm bringing them back. But before we begin, make this your first act of rebellion. Like this video and subscribe right now. Because if you think the algorithms of empire want this message spreading, think again. Each like, each comment is a stone through the cathedral's stained glass window. Light cracks in for those with eyes to see. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share a direct ancient practice to activate these teachings inside you. So this isn't just information, it's transformation. Now, why were these teachings hidden? Why did emperors, popes, and priests burn scrolls, murder sages, erase gospels, and rewrite history? Because Jesus was not building a religion. He was ending them all. He didn't come to start another priesthood. He came to dissolve the lie that you need anyone, any priest, book, ritual, or rule, to stand between you and the divine. The empire could not allow that kind of freedom. So they took a living Christ and turned him into a king. They took gnosis, direct knowing, and turned it into doctrine and fear. They built cathedrals of stone to make you forget the living cathedral in your heart. But you're here because part of you is ready to remember. Let's unlock the first forbidden teaching. Jesus didn't want worshippers. He wanted mirrors. In the Gospel of Thomas, a gospel burned and buried for over 1,600 years, Jesus says, "Whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the mysteries will be revealed to them." He didn't say, "Believe in me, bow to me, build statues in my image." He said, "Become me. Remember what you are." He said in John chapter 10, verse 34, "Is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods?" He was quoting Psalm 82. He was reminding you, you are divine by nature. You've just forgotten. You were taught to worship, but not to awaken. Have you ever wondered why this is never the Sunday sermon? Because if you realized what you truly are, the whole control system falls apart. You stop kneeling. You start rising. Second teaching, heaven is not a place you go. It's a frequency you remember. You were taught to earn paradise. Follow the rules, obey the priest, die, and maybe one day you'll get there. But Jesus said in Luke 17:21, "Neither shall they say, 'Lo here,' or 'Lo there,' for behold, the kingdom of God is within you, not above you, not after you die, within you, right now." Heaven is not the afterlife. It's the inner life awakened. It's a dimension you tune into, not a city in the clouds. That's why every mystic, every saint, every shaman who truly woke up said the same thing. The real temple, the real paradise, is in your heart. But you have to remember the vibration, the song, the code that unlocks it. This terrified the empire. If heaven is now, if the gate is within, nobody can sell you a key. Nobody can threaten you with hell. You become ungovernable by fear. Third teaching, sin is not a stain, it's amnesia. You were told the fall was the first sin, and you are forever tainted. But what if the serpent was not the villain, but the awakener? What if Eve wasn't cursed, but crowned? What if the first sin was actually the first step out of ignorance? Jesus never preached shame. He said in John 8:32, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. He didn't say, believe what they tell you. He said no. Sin, in its original meaning, was missing the mark, forgetting your true nature. And he came, not to condemn, but to remind. You were never meant to crawl through life feeling broken. You were meant to remember the fire in your bones. Fourth teaching, the cycle of the soul is real. You've lived before, and you will live again. Matthew 11:14. And if you are willing to accept it, he is Elijah who was to come. Jesus, speaking of John the Baptist, says John is Elijah returned, a soul in a new form. In Matthew 17, at the Transfiguration, the disciples ask about Elijah, and Jesus confirms, Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him. The ancient Essenes, the Gnostics, the early Christians, so many taught that the soul is eternal, that we journey through many lives, learning, healing, evolving. Why did they hide this? Because if you know your soul cannot die, cannot be trapped by threats or bribes, then you become ungovernable by fear of death. The one life only doctrine is a prison for the mind. You are a library in motion, an immortal spark, and the universe is your school. Fifth teaching, the sacred feminine is the lost key to the kingdom. Mary Magdalene was not a prostitute. That's a smear invented centuries later to erase her true power. In the Gospel of Mary, the forbidden gospel, Jesus reveals teachings only to her. He calls her the woman who knows. She's the one disciple who truly gets him, not with blind belief, but with inner knowing. That's Gnosis. She is the living symbol of Sophia, divine wisdom, the feminine half of the divine, hidden by patriarchy, buried by empire. But without her there is no wholeness. Without her, the gospel is half a story. Have you felt the call of wisdom, intuition, dreams, the deep knowing the world tries to silence? That's her voice, rising again in you. Sixth teaching, God is not a being. God is being itself. You were told God is an old man in the sky, watching, judging. But the mystics, the Gnostics, the early Christians all knew God is the source, the infinite ocean, the life breathing through every atom. Acts 17:28. For in him we live and move and have our being. Not outside us, within us, the ground of being, the silent presence in every breath, the intelligence of life itself. Jesus said in John 14:20, I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. No separation, no hierarchy. The breath in your lungs, the fire in your spine, that's God, waking in form. You are not the image, you are the echo, not a spectator but a spark. Seventh teaching, direct knowing is the real path, not blind belief. Jesus never said, believe blindly. He said, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened. Matthew 7:7. The kingdom is within you. Don't take my word for it. He said, go within and find out for yourself. Gnosis isn't a word for a cult. It's a call to experience, to direct knowing. It's the difference between reading about water and tasting rain. Religion sells maps. Jesus pointed to the territory. Have you ever felt something true in your bones, something no preacher could explain, but no skeptic could erase? That's Gnosis. That's the original gospel. Eighth teaching, death is a doorway, not an ending. Luke 23:43. Today you will be with me in paradise. Not someday, not after judgment, but now. In the Gospel of Philip, those who say they will die first and then rise are mistaken, if they do not receive the resurrection while they live. When they die, they will receive nothing. Resurrection is not for the afterlife. It's an awakening in the present. Death is a graduation, not a punishment. You are not a body that sometimes has a soul. You are a soul who sometimes has a body. Every so-called ending is just a passage back to the light. You have danced this dance before, and you will again. Ninth teaching, you are here to awaken, not to obey. Every system of control wants obedience, not awakening. But Jesus said in John 14:12, "Whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these." He didn't say, "Kneel forever." He said, "Rise and do as I have done, and more." He was killed, not for kindness, but for awakening the masses to their own divinity. When you awaken, you will be misunderstood, mocked, maybe even hated. But that's proof you're on the path. You're not here to be liked. You're here to light the way. And now, if you feel something stirring, if you feel like you're waking up to a memory older than your body, you're not crazy. You're returning. Let's go deeper, because these teachings aren't just ideas. They are blueprints to a new world, if you dare to live them. If you're still here, take a breath, because now I'll show you the deeper layers, the secret mechanics behind these teachings, the threads that weave them into your life today. Remember, heaven is not a reward for the good. It is a resonance, a field you step into by tuning your mind, your heart, your actions. Every moment you choose compassion over judgment, every second you remember your light instead of your shame, you are entering heaven now. You were told to fear the serpent, but the serpent was always a symbol of wisdom, transformation, and healing. Moses lifted the bronze serpent in the wilderness. Why would God use a symbol of supposed evil to heal the people? Because the serpent is the spine, the awakened energy, the force of remembrance that runs through you. Have you noticed how every great teacher, every shamanic tradition, every awakened path speaks of the rising energy, the kundalini, the serpent fire? This is not blasphemy. This is biology meeting divinity. The church made you fear your own power, your own body, your own awakening, so you would never rise. But you are the child of light and fire, and tonight you are remembering. You are not your wounds, not your doubts, not your past. You are the light they tried to hide, the consciousness that cannot be killed, the fire that returns age after age. Let me ask you, as Jesus asked his followers, who do you say that you are? Not, who do they say I am? Who are you when you look in the mirror stripped of shame, stripped of fear, stripped of all the stories? Do you see a sinner? Or do you see a star, dimmed by forgetting but ready to rise? Now is your turning. So how do you awaken? How do you remember? Let's make this living truth, not just ideas. Here's your practice, an ancient simple ritual. Tonight before you sleep, turn off every distraction, light a single candle, sit with your spine straight, feet on the ground, eyes closed. Take 7 slow breaths. Each inhale, imagine pulling golden light up from the earth into your heart. Each exhale, imagine shadows leaving your body, your mind, your story. Now put your right hand over your heart. Whisper aloud, I remember who I am. I am the light. I am the echo. I am the return. Picture a thread of light running from the center of the earth, through your body, out the crown of your head, up to the stars, and looping back. See yourself as the bridge between heaven and earth, spirit and flesh, remembering for all who forgot. As you drift towards sleep, promise your soul, I will no longer forget. Watch, over the next days, as synchronicity increases, dreams deepen, memories awaken. Write them down. Welcome them. You are not alone. There are millions awakening with you. If this message stirred your memory, like this video, not for numbers, but to send a signal into the algorithm, into the collective field, comment below, I remember. Let others find you. Let the tribe reassemble. Subscribe to Noetica, not just for content, but as a commitment to your own return. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are the revelation they tried to bury. This isn't the end. It's your resurrection. So rise, mirror of the divine. Rise, child of the stars. The time of forgetting is over. You are the new gospel. You are the hidden teaching, alive again. And when you are ready, the next revelation will find you. Until then, walk in light and never forget who you truly are.